楽しくその宝石を返してもらおうか。
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Ace Operative, and today, people, I will be reviewing Boruto Naruto Next Generation, Episode 43, The Byakuya Gang Surfaces. Yo, I'm not gonna freaking lie, this episode, I personally freaking enjoyed it. Because coming off the heels of that, I want to say boring episode from last week to this, it was leagues different. So I should have known that they did that episode to tie into this one, because it just felt like they needed to get us off the hype of the last episode to bring us back down to earth, and then for them to pick up the hype again into this episode. So it's a little bit of a roller coaster ride on how they've been doing the episodes. But anyway, getting into this episode, we find out that the man that had robbed the bank in the previous episode, he was used as a decoy for the Byakuya Gang to actually steal some jewels from another bank. So Boruto and the gang went to investigate, and I must admit there were some hilarious moments. Boruto actually got himself almost frozen to death. And they had said that the area was kept in -20 degrees. I'm surprised this dude wasn't a popsicle when they showed us him. But anyway, while they were in there trying to figure out how did they slip in, Sarada and Mitsuki were talking about how was it possible for them to get in the first place. And that is where we find out that Sarada had touched a flower, and the flower was frozen. Now, originally, I was here thinking that they were under a genjutsu, because I saw the flower petal fall the way in which it did, and that's what made me think were they in a genjutsu? I felt like the plot would have been a lot more thicker if they were under a genjutsu for that flower petal to fall the way in which it did. But Sarada actually uses this to give Boruto and Mitsuki a lesson in how jutsus work. That there are five chakra natures, which is wind, lightning, fire, water, earth. Jutsu releases. And then she also said there are jutsus passed on only to certain clans called Kekkei Genkai. So when we be playing Naruto Storm 54 and when we do a no Kekkei Genkai, bro, tell me why almost every other sucker uses Sasuke, and they know good and well that man has a Kekkei Genkai. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic. But when she had dove into a person that uses the ice style, I think that was water and wind release, she had said that combination created the ice style. And my boys, who was the first person that we saw that was introduced that used ice style?
Here I go. Please don't resent me. This is the fate of a ninja.
Our boy Haku. Yo, for them to, I mean, they didn't actually draw a big, drawback to, Haku at all throughout the episode, but that was our first introduction to a Kekkei Genkai outside of the Sharingan, and I found that to be very freaking interesting. So they set up a little trap to try and find out the Byakuya Gang, but while they were doing that, we had a moment with Shikadai and this kid. His name was not revealed or whatever. I was thinking, so who is this kid? And the kid had so much mystery behind him, and I was here saying to myself, this is obvious. This is so freaking obvious.
But it was I, Dio.
This is the guy that freaking stole from the bank or whatever. And he actually sat down and played shogi with Shikadai. And I was like, yeah, saying to myself, okay, cool. I mean, this is something new. I mean, this is something different. Why? And this is where I pretty much, you know, like found out something about Shikadai that I didn't know. You know, like how Shikamaru was a prodigy when it came down to shogi. Shikadai isn't the same way because it's a little bit harder for him to pick up, mostly because it's such an old since it was such an old game, so it was hard for him to understand like the different types of tactics that can be used in shogi. To see him not being able to pick up on the same thing that his dad picked up when he was at his age, I was like, yo, okay, this is something different, because I was actually able to see a lot more of a different personality to Shikadai. I saw a little bit more of Tamari within him, even though, you know, he said the typical quote that Shikamaru usually said, which was such a drag, but I can see little hints of Tamari's attitude within him. And yo, after Shikadai had played shogi with this mysterious kid, he went back home to talk to his dad about, you know, some of the tactics in shogi. Now, while this was happening, dog, I love this part, and I know you guys loved it too. Freaking Tamari, yo. She was saying dinner's ready. She said that thing like 3 freaking times, and like I was actually engrossed in learning about shogi, because I think this is the first time. Correct me in the comment section. Is this the first time that we actually get an in-depth look of shogi? Because I know Asuma had taught Shikamaru like about shogi, but I didn't think that he went that much in depth. But anyway, while Shikamaru was teaching Shikadai about shogi, Tamari pulled up behind Shikamaru, and she said, "Dinner's ready, yo!" And then she like literally used her fan, dog, and blew those suckers right out the freaking house, yo, dog. Here I was saying, freaking Hinata was a savage. I mean, she still is a savage, but no lie, seeing Tamari get so freaking mad that she actually blows her husband and her child out was freaking amazing, my dudes. But anyway, pick it up to where the bandits had left off. We see that Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki had set up a little plan in order to try and capture them. And now at first, seeing how they were dressed, I was like, here, saying, is Naruto in this? And then like when he pulled the cloak off of him, it was actually Boruto and Mitsuki. I was like, okay, this is something different. This is new. And what threw me off in the preview of the last episode was that they were in a different area, which is why I thought they were sent to a genjutsu area. Like they were put into a genjutsu, because I saw ice, as well as they were in a different area, and I didn't think that Boruto was actually going to lead the village in order to pursue these guys, but he actually did. And while the bandit was making his getaway, he left a trail for them to follow. So as Boruto and the others followed the trail, he actually led them to where the village, a very poor village, which it was hard for them to get water because their water wheel had broke. So they had to walk at least 3 hours away in order to get drinking water. So he pretty much told Boruto and them that he robbed from the rich in order to provide for the village, in order for their well to get fixed. So pretty much he robbed in order to get the well fixed, if that makes any sense. So I'm like here saying to myself, I understand this is some Robin Hood type of stuff, but I'm like here thinking to myself, what? This doesn't, like, I understand robbing from the rich to feed the poor. I understand that. I understand these people didn't have no food or anything. I understand also that, you know, drinking water is vital. But for you to rob from the freaking rich just so that you can, you know, fix their water wheel. And I'm like here thinking to myself, so you telling me nobody in that freaking village doesn't have the technical know-how to be able to fix the wheel themselves? But I don't know. And I need to say this video is starting to run a little longer, but I just needed to flesh out my thoughts and to also like give like a little bit of a summary to what was going on. So yo, we actually see how they're tying this into the Boruto movie. So you remember that guy that made Boruto the little cheating gadget? Yo, he's in this. And he actually tells Boruto about the black market. And that was where I think they had used that to set up for the little ruse with the bandit or whatever. But guys, thank you all for watching. Please let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section below. Yo, this episode was a lot more hype than the previous one. Man, I'm excited for the next episode. Until next time, guys. Operatives, move out.